Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today, we're going to talk about someone you probably didn't expect. A character whose name is barely whispered in the shadows of my vampire system, yet his power shaped entire worlds. This is the tragic story of Malik, the forgotten human who could rewrite memories, the man who was used, manipulated, and finally killed by the great Vincent Eno himself. Malik was never supposed to be special. He wasn't born into a powerful vampire clan, nor did he possess strong chi or beast gear. He was just human. A boy with messy black hair, tired eyes, and a face that always looked like it hadn't slept for days, and looked like he hadn't smiled in years. From a young age, Malik lived through the chaos of the Dalki War. His parents, whether they didn't care or simply couldn't feed him, left him behind. Just a child walking the streets alone, hungry, dirty, invisible. And that's exactly how people treated him, as if he didn't exist. Other homeless kids beat him just to feel stronger. Adults ignored him as if his life didn't matter. And one day, he discovered a power inside him, a strange, impossible ability to change memories. He could alter what people remembered, erase pain, rewrite who someone believed they were. It was more than illusion. It was absolute control over memory itself. At first, Malik used it for something innocent, something heartbreaking. He created a family for himself, a mother who cared, a father who smiled, a sister and brother who loved him. He changed their memories so they believed he was their son. And for a while, he finally had a home. But fake love can't last forever. The real family members found out what he'd done. They reported him. And suddenly, Malik's gift became a curse. He was locked up like a criminal, forgotten again, left in a cell, waiting for a trial that never came. Days turned into months, and then chaos struck again. The Dalki attacked the facility. And in that destruction, Malik's fate changed forever. It was the Dalki General Graham who found him. Graham didn't care about Malik's past. He cared about his power. A human who could rewrite minds. That was more valuable than any weapon. But Graham didn't know how to control him. Malik's ability was too dangerous. One touch, one glance, and he could make you believe anything. So Graham kept him locked up, watched, unsure how to use him. That's when two other men appeared. Jim Eno, the cunning vampire, and Jack Truedream, the manipulator of dreams. Together, they saw something Graham didn't. Malik wasn't just a weapon, he was a key. For the first time in his life, someone needed him. Jim Eno fed him, gave him clothes, gave him a place to stay, and to Malik, that was everything. All his life, no one had ever cared. Now someone did, and so he devoted himself completely to Jim. He followed every command without question. To him, Jim wasn't just his savior. He was everything, almost like a god. Over time, Malik became an essential part of their secret empire. He worked for Jim Eno and Jack Truedream, managing backhand deals across the universe, helping them build the Marpo Cruise business, a massive intergalactic corporation that hid corruption beneath luxury. After fighting with Graham, Quinn went into a long slumber. During that time, Malik altered Erin's memories, making her believe that vampires were her enemies. Because of that, Erin ended up killing Leo, one of the fan-favorite characters. I've already explained that part in another video. When Quinn finally woke up from his slumber, Leo was already gone. Later, Quinn was forced to kill Erin, all because of her manipulated memories. But Malik's biggest role was the mass memory change. It was his power that rewrote the truth across galaxies, changing memories of countless beings. He could make the universe forget what Jim Eno wanted forgotten. He altered the memory of entire world and made everyone forget about Quinn. He even altered the memory of Ray and made him fight against Quinn. That's how powerful he was. Yet despite all of that, Malik himself was still a child inside. His mind never grew past that lonely, abandoned boy who just wanted someone to love him. He wasn't evil, he was just used. Years later, long after Jim and his clones spread across the galaxy, Malik lived quietly in his room, a aboard one of the Marpo facilities. He wasn't guarded like a prisoner. He wasn't free either. He was simply there, still waiting for orders, still waiting for Jim to call him again. But then, everything changed. One day, two figures entered the facility. Jim Eno and Vincent Eno. Malik didn't know why they were there. He wasn't expecting them. When he heard footsteps echoing in the hallway, he smiled faintly, thinking maybe Jim was coming to give him a new task. But that wasn't the case. Vincent Eno was there to kill him. Jim turned to Vincent, voice uneasy. "What are you planning to do with Malik?" Vincent didn't answer right away. He didn't want to, but he knew the truth. Malik's ability was too dangerous to exist. Even if Malik didn't mean harm, others could use him again. And after everything that happened, Vincent had decided he couldn't risk it. He had to end it, for good. Vincent could hear Malik's footsteps coming from around the corner. His blood aura started to form, glowing, swirling around his hands. And when Malik stepped into view, he looked exactly the same as ever. Tired, messy hair, tanned skin, just a young man dressed in plain clothes. No armor, no beast gear, no defense. Vincent's hands trembled. He didn't want to do it. He remembered all the people Malik had hurt, but also how Malik himself was a victim of manipulation. "I've done worse things," Vincent thought. "I've carried sins heavier than this. One more won't matter." He swung his arm, a sharp blood swipe slicing through the air. It didn't hit Malik's head or chest. Vincent couldn't bring himself to kill him outright. The crimson energy cut through Malik's legs, tearing through flesh and bone. Malik screamed, collapsing to the ground. Blood spread across the floor. He couldn't feel his legs. Tears filled his eyes as he looked up at the two figures standing before him. "I'm sorry," he cried. "I don't know what I did wrong, but I'm sorry. Please, don't get rid of me." Vincent froze. He couldn't move closer. He knew if he got too close, Malik could use his ability, could change his memories, twist reality. So he stood at a distance, heart heavy. Malik didn't understand. He thought he must have done something wrong. After all, they had always treated him kindly. They had given him food, a home, even a nest crystal to extend his life. He thought he would serve them forever. Now they were trying to erase him. From behind, Jim shouted in anger, "You cruel bastard! You should have killed him in one hit! Why make him suffer like this?" Vincent clenched his fists. He hadn't wanted to make him suffer, but hesitation had made it worse. "You did nothing wrong, Malik," Vincent said quietly. "You were pushed into this." He raised his arm once more, blood aura swirling around his palm. Then, with one clean motion, he sliced through Malik's neck. There was silence, no scream, no pain, just stillness. Malik's body slowly began to turn to dust, and from the ashes, a single crystal remained, the last trace of his power. That was how Malik died. The man who changed memories became one himself. Forgotten, faded, a ghost in history. He was a villain to many. His ability caused untold chaos, rewriting minds, twisting reality. But in truth, Malik wasn't born evil. He was just a broken human, used by those more powerful than him. Jim and Jack used him for control. The world feared him for what he could do. And Vincent ended him, not out of hatred, but out of mercy and guilt. Because in a world full of monsters, Malik was perhaps the most human of them all. So next time you think about my vampire system, remember the name Malik. He wasn't a warrior, he wasn't a king. He was a boy who wanted a family and lost himself trying to create one. If you like this story and want to hear more hidden tales from the My Vampire System universe, make sure to like, subscribe, and drop a comment below. Who should I cover next? Because here on this channel, every soul, even the forgotten ones, deserves to be remembered.